Hello everyone, welcome to a new video of this EFL journey. I don't know what happened with this clip. I guess that I delayed it before editing, so welcome. So I'm going to share with you my reflection on L2 challenges that I've faced. Okay, when I was doing this journey, I could realize that the hardest part for me was not grammar, was not reading. The biggest challenge that I faced was listening and speaking. Aware, listening and speaking, because um, I'm going to share with you an anecdote. Is when I was 16. No, To
no,
sum
was
up, my
16. When I was
teacher was
17,
not
18
British,
years
she
old, I
was
was
African,
on
but
a
she
level called reading
raised
and writing.
on or grew up in
And
British, and her accent was
I
so
have an
strong.
English.
So a day she told me, take out the color like this, but I couldn't understand what that she wanted or what did she said, because when she said color, I understood the soda and not the cola. So that's the reason I think speaking and listening is so difficult, because in that moment I wasn't able to understand the British accent and also the others English accent. I just thought that American was that accent, and it was so difficult for me to understand it. Talking about the L1, I guess that it's easier to understand it, because of course it's the language that we are surrounded. Our parents talks, our neighbors talks, our environment talks. Because we, in this case, I live in Guayaquil. I hear Spanish, so I'm surrounded by Spanish. It was easier to understand. It was easier to learn. It was easier to acquire, because I developed them. I developed it. I'm sorry, naturally. Okay, because we are surrounded by constant input. How can I relate this into a one theory? Um, in my learning construction environment class, we were learning about the theories, and one theory that we talked was the Krashen's theory. The Krashen's input theory means that uh, learners need comprehensible input. Maybe that explains why I wasn't able to understand at the beginning um, of this journey about my English process, because I didn't have enough input. I didn't have enough information in that language. I didn't have enough input about that, or I didn't have someone to practice with. But that's the reason, because I didn't have the input. That was difficult for me. In differences of the L1, it's because of course I have the input, because everything's around me and speak the language, so it's easier for me to understand it. But um, basically, yeah, the Krashen theory explained why I struggle with English. And that it's because no, I wasn't trying. It's because I wasn't receiving enough input about the language. Um, it was either too advanced and also not meaningful enough for me. Yeah, that's the reason. So getting this perspective as teacher, now I can understand uh, my students, and also remind me that give them enough input, okay, enough information for them to understand the English, like giving visuals, videos, gestures, speeches, um, and also familiar vocabulary. Yeah, and maybe in this way I can feel comfortable. I can make them feel comfortable. I'm sorry, and also producing a great output. Yeah. So this is the video from today. I hope that you like it. So see you on next vlog.